So I'm getting questions left and right of what people should watch during these quarantine days. And my initial response is pretty much pretty customary and pretty standard. I tell everybody right now you should be watching the movie They Live. It's a 1980s classic, Roddy Piper from the wrestling days. And it's a horror movie actually written and directed by my favorite director of all time, which is John Carpenter. They Live is an exact representation of what's happening in society as of right now. People are being controlled by the media in such ways that it's beyond scary. And it's not just the media, but it's people that are in very influential positions. And obviously it's comedy combined with horror in a way that makes it just so entertaining. But when you watch it, you can't help but see how it represents what's happening in today's society. It was actually written back in the 80s when Ronald Reagan was the president. And John Carpenter, if you look into his history, he hated Ronald Reagan because Ronald Reagan stood for capitalism and, buy everything. So therefore the economy rises up and the people who get screwed over are going to be the same people who always get screwed over. Now, I can see his position in certain things when it comes to that. But nowadays, it's switched. The media is not for the Ronald Reagans of the world. You're seeing the media switch the other way, and it's becoming more obvious that they are the bad guys in the movie They Live. You're seeing them hide things or put out stuff that get people to see only what they want them to see. And it is it's just an amazing thing that a joke of a movie, something that's so entertaining in the 80s, is so relevant today. And I don't know if there's any movie out there that you see that can be, representing what happened in the mid 80s to even now, or if there's something out there that you want to watch or you are watching constantly or have watched that other people should see. But I'd love for you to mention what's important to you, what type of movie, documentary, or anything that really stands out in your life that, might teach you something and entertain people during these crazy days of quarantine. So if there is anything out there, comment down below whether this is you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching this maybe even through just iTunes or if you're watching this through Instagram or even Facebook Live, whatever. Comment down below because it's really, really important for people to see how Hollywood, maybe foreshadows what's going to happen in society. So They Live, featuring Roddy Piper, like I said, written and directed by John Carpenter. John Carpenter was the director of a movie called Halloween. One of the largest grossing independent films of all time. So that was created back in 1977, I believe. So John Carpenter did that one. He did Big Trouble in Little China, and he's just like ahead of his time. So he's not a big fan of what's happening with politics nowadays or anything, but he was very political back then, and the way he did it was so creative, so entertaining, and it shows what's going to happen to society in the future. Great movie. Hopefully Sean can splice in some They Live features and pictures and videos from that movie, and you guys will love it. So during the time that you have off from work, maybe you're unemployed at this moment, watch They Live and spend 2 hours. I think you're going to like it. The way I saw it for the very first time was I was watching those Saturday night movies, I think with Bobcat Bigglethorne or Bobcat, whatever his name was, and he'd always do Dinner and a Movie. And it was one of those things that my brother and I would always get together and watch Dinner and a Movie, and they played They Live all the time. Fascinating stuff. Watch it. Let me know what you think of it. If you have seen it, please reach out to me. I want to talk more They Live with you in the direct messages.